Hello everyone, welcome to StudyIQ. In this video, I will bring to you the complete banking as well as financial awareness news for September 2016. Now you know that a lot of our students have cleared SBI PO. They have secured a job in the prestigious State Bank of India, and I am very happy with the results. And in my current affairs video in both Hindi and English, I had shared with you the testimonials. Also, those people who are following me on Facebook, they know about the testimonials, and the students were meritorious. I will very soon bring a video, probably tomorrow, where students will tell how they cracked and all the strategy behind State Bank of India exam, because you know that State Bank of India is the toughest exam of the year. If you can crack State Bank of India, you can practically crack any exam, and IBPS looks like a cakewalk in front of SBI. So that's all I wanted to say. Now banking awareness videos I bring only in English language because it is very difficult to explain some of these terminologies in Hindi. Like for example, financial inclusion we call Vittiya Samavesh in Hindi. So that's like very pure Hindi. It's very difficult. That is why I bring the banking awareness videos only in English. One more thing, previously I had decided that banking awareness videos will be shared only with our private channel students, but realizing that a lot of students depend on my videos for banking awareness, I am putting these for free. But it's your job now to share and increase their view count. So July, August, and May, June month videos I have already shared with you all, which include all the banking, not only banking but also financial awareness. What is the difference between banking and financial awareness? The difference is that banking awareness is essentially related to banks only, whereas financial awareness includes the reports regarding various organizations. For example, if there is a news regarding World Economic Forum, that will be categorized as financial awareness and not banking awareness. So there is a definite difference between the two, but I have covered both. This month was I would say not very important with respect to these topic, because not much happened in banking sector, but still we collected all the news that was there. So let's start. So first is according to New World Wealth, India's financial capital, which is Mumbai. Why it is called financial capital? It is called financial capital because it is the seat for all the commercial activity in India. It has all the stock exchanges, it has share market, etc. So India's financial capital, Mumbai, it has the maximum wealth in India. It is the wealthiest city in the country. So number 1 was Mumbai, number 2 is Delhi, and number 3 is Bangalore. You have to just remember the names and not the number of millionaires and billionaires. It is irrelevant. So Mumbai is number 1. It is the wealthiest city in India. Second is Delhi. Third is Bengaluru. Karnataka Bank. Karnataka Bank is a bank of Karnataka, as the name suggests. It has signed a memorandum of understanding with Birla Sun Life Asset Management Company for distribution of mutual fund products. Now, mutual fund is something where two parties invest. Invariably, one is the public, and second is a company, and the company uses the money of the people, to further its interests. It invests using the money of the people, and in return they guarantee them a certain fixed sum of money every year. That is a fixed rate of interest every year, which may be payable 2 times a year or 1 time a year, depending from company to company. So mutual funds are relatively secure. I'm not saying they are 100% secure, but they are mostly secure, and they are just like bonds. Just like bond. In bond also you receive a fixed interest, fixed sum of money on your investment. So mutual funds and bonds in India, you can use them interchangeably. However, there are some differences. So Karnataka Bank has signed a memorandum of understanding with Birla Sun Life Asset Management Company, and LIC mutual funds have also partnered with Karnataka Bank. This is called bank assurance, when a bank and an insurance company ties up. In this case, however, it is not LIC insurance, but it is the other arm of LIC, which is mutual fund, that is tying up with a bank. So Karnataka Bank has tied up with two big organizations. One is Birla Sun Life Asset Management Company, that is Birla Mutual Fund, and second is LIC Mutual Fund. Now, Reserve Bank of India has a new governor, Mr. Urjit Patel. Mr. Urjit Patel, Raghuram Rajan is history now. So Urjit Patel is the new governor of the Reserve Bank of India, and there is one more change. Monetary policy will now be decided by something which is known as Monetary Policy Committee. Okay, so monetary policy committee, if the question come how many members are there in a monetary policy committee, the answer is 6. Listen to the question carefully. Okay, monetary policy committee will have 6 members. 3 members will be decided by the appointment committee. I repeat, 3 members will be will be elected or appointed by the appointments committee of the central government. And monetary policy committee is the government notified it under the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. So appointment committee will select how many member? 3. And the other 3 member will be from the Reserve Bank of India. I repeat, monetary policy committee will have 6 members, 3 from the government, 3 from the Reserve Bank of India. So there will be adequate participation from both the sides. Government will have a lot of say now in determining the monetary policy. In fact, we saw that how there were some people from the government who always used to point finger at the Reserve Bank of India, saying that they increased the repo rate because they wanted to control inflation, but at the end of the day we wanted more growth and things like that. So monetary policy committee will make sure that there is adequate representation from the government as well as from the Reserve Bank of India. Now monetary policy committee will have 3 members from RBI, 3 members from government. So who are the 3 members from the government? That is the appointments committee will decide that. And these 3 members are Chetan Ghate. Chetan Ghate is a professor at the Indian Statistical Institute. Pami Dua is a director at the Delhi School of Economics, prestigious Delhi School of Economics. And Ravinder Dholakia, he is a professor at IIM Ahmedabad. So, and these 3 people are all for a period of 4 years. The duration is 4 years. And the other 3 members will be from the Reserve Bank of India. So, one is Urjit Patel, who is the RBI governor. So, one RBI governor will be there in this committee. Deputy Governor Mr. R. Gandhi. Mr. R. Gandhi will be there. He is the Deputy Governor of the Reserve Bank of India. And there is one more person. He is Michael Patra. Michael Patra is the Executive Director. So there are enough, there is adequate representation from both sides, and the people from RBI will be, one will be the governor, one is deputy governor and the executive director. Remember the names also. Urjit Patel, who is the governor, R. Gandhi is the deputy governor, and executive director is Michael Patra. These 6 people will be there in the monetary policy committee. And you know that RBI decides the monetary policy every one time in 2 months. Okay, so the last policy was in August, that I covered in the last video, in the September video, which I uploaded on the 1st of September. Whereas after 2 months, so now it will be, earlier was in August, now it will be in October. So on 4th of October, we will have the monetary policy. 4th October is tomorrow. So I'm really looking forward to the monetary policy. And let's see if there is a change in the key parameters like repo rate, bank rate, statutory liquidity ratio, cash reserve ratio, etc. Now the government has also decided to raise the employees provident fund investment in the exchange traded funds from present 5% now to 10%. So they are investing in exchange traded funds because in the words of Mr. Bandaru Dattarea, who is a Minister of State with independent charge for labor and employment, he said that if the government invest in the exchange traded funds, then it is a source of income. Because the government has been making good returns in the exchange traded fund investment. So it has increased the investment from 5% to 10%. So that you should remember. Now there will be lot of exchange traded funds. Now another key change which has happened is that interest rate on small saving schemes has been reduced marginally, only by 0.1%. But what it will do is that now it will affect lot of policies. Because there are a lot of small saving schemes, like you have Kisan Vikas Patra, you have Sukanya Samriddhi account scheme. So in PPF, just simple thing. If you remember what was the interest rate in the previous fiscal, just reduce it by 0.1%. That's it. So in the previous 3-month period, in your provident fund, in the public provident fund, your interest rate was 8.1%. Now it will be 8%. Okay, that is in the 3rd quarter of the current fiscal. What is the meaning of 3rd quarter of the current fiscal? See, fiscal starts from 1st of April. So April, May, June, that was first fiscal. July, August, September, that was the second fiscal. Now October has started. That is the 3rd fiscal of this year. So October, November and December, that is the 3rd fiscal. So for October, November, December, how much interest will you get in your public provident fund? 8% instead of 8.1% which you were getting in July, August and September. That is the second fiscal. Second quarter of the current fiscal. Now interest rate on Kisan Vikas Patra will be 7.7% from 7.8, and Sukanya Samriddhi account you were getting 8.6% in the second fiscal. Now in third fiscal you will get 8.5%. But the interest rate on savings is unchanged. It is 4%. There is no change in the interest rate on the savings deposit. The Central Statistics Office, it said that the country's GDP grew at 7.1% in the first quarter. What is the meaning of first quarter? April, May, June. Here it is written, April to June. That is the first quarter of the current fiscal. Our GDP grew how much? 7.1%. It is still a lot when we see the world, but in the last 4 years, it is the lowest. It is the lowest. So our GDP was 7.5% in the last fiscal, which means in 2015, in the same period, April to June, it was 7.5%. And it was 7.9% in the January to March quarter. In the January to March quarter. So all of these things, these you should remember. Our GDP has not grown by an appreciable, growth rate in this fiscal's first quarter. That is April to June 2016. Some sectors showed a lot of growth, whereas some showed less growth. Now this is just for your general knowledge. They will not ask in the exam. So agriculture, mining and construction, there was negligible growth, whereas financial services, public administration, manufacturing sector showed a lot of growth. Over 8% growth was there in all these sectors. But agriculture, you can see there is negligible growth. Mining, construction. So we really need to up the ante in the next fiscal. Now the Canadian province of British Columbia, it becomes the first foreign government entity to issue a masala bond. What is a masala bond, by the way? I have repeated it over and over. Masala bond is a rupee denominated bond. Okay, it is a rupee denominated bond, but it is only for the overseas buyer. It is a rupee denominated bond issued to the overseas buyer. See, if a foreign person comes and want to invest in India, okay, there is this thing that he will invest in dollar or in rupee, and he is investing in bonds. So he will invest in rupee denominated bonds, not dollar denominated bond. And masala bonds are basically to improve India's infrastructure, because the more foreign money comes in infrastructure, the more the better it is for India. And British Columbia has chosen London for its listing. London, let me tell you, London is known as the home for all the masala bonds. Most of the foreign investors who have chosen rupee denominated masala bonds, they have chosen London for their listing. DCB Bank, it is headquartered in Maharashtra. DCB Bank has launched mobile visa. So a lot of banks have launched mobile visa now. It is not the first bank to do so, but latest DCB Bank has launched mobile visa. Mobile visa is basically, it is a cardless solution that allows the customer to make cardless payments, make digital payments at the retail outlets. So that is about mobile visa. MobiKwik is a financial technology player. It has launched a offline payment system which is known as Bubble Pin. This is very, very important. Bubble Pin, you can make the payment even without having your data pack, internet connection. You can make the payments offline using Bubble Pin. It is launched by MobiKwik, which is a financial technology player. What is a Bubble Pin? Bubble Pin will be a combination of the numbers and alphabets, and it will make the transaction more secure, because you don't have to enter your phone number now. So it will make it very secure. ICICI Bank, which is India's largest bank, private sector largest bank, it has announced that it will use robots now. And you know that what is the first concern when the robots are used instead of human? That jobs will be cut. But Chanda Kochar has said that no loss of jobs will be there. And they are using robots now because they believe that the response time to customers will reduce by 60%. And accuracy, of course, in robots is always 100%. Human errors can be there, but robots generally do not make any errors. So the accuracy will be 100%, but the response time will decrease by 60%. And in fact, ICICI Bank has become the first bank in India to use robots. Reserve Bank of India, now it has allowed the foreign investors to buy 100%, up to 100% in Crumpton Graves Consumer Electricals Limited. One more thing, this is under the Portfolio Investment Scheme. Portfolio Investment Scheme, the Reserve Bank of India is allowing the foreign investors to invest in the corporate bonds. And this is a very, very big improvement, because it was suggested by a committee. It was called HR Khan Committee. HR Khan Committee said that the foreigners, if you want to reduce the red tape, make it easy for them, to invest in India. So don't don't make it like they need permission for everything. So under portfolio investment scheme, the foreign investors can, the foreign institutional investors, they can invest in the corporate bonds without the permission. And now the Reserve Bank of India has also allowed the foreign investors to buy 100% stake in the Crumpton Greaves Consumer Electrical Limited. HDFC Ergo. HDFC Ergo, it is a private sector non-life insurer. It has implemented weather-based crop insurance scheme, WBCIS in short, weather-based crop insurance scheme in Assam, Uttarakhand and Madhya Pradesh. And the company will very soon implement weather-based scheme in a lot of other places also, like Gujarat, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha and Goa. It has already done in Madhya Pradesh. So Assam and Uttarakhand. And this is under Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, which is nothing but crop insurance scheme. World Bank, our best friend World Bank, with its headquarters in Washington DC. Its president is Jim Yong Kim from South Korea. By the way, Jim Yong Kim has been re-elected. So if they ask you who is the president of World Bank, Jim Yong Kim of the South Korea, he has been re-elected as the president of World Bank. So he will hold one more duration. Now, and New Development Bank, which is nothing but the BRICS Bank. BRICS Bank is called a New Development Bank, or NDB in short, with its headquarters in Shanghai. World Bank headquarters is in Washington DC. In fact, IMF, International Monetary Fund, its headquarters is also in Washington DC. Let me tell you one more thing. World Bank and IMF, they are called Bretton Woods twins. Bretton Woods twins. They are twins. They are just like twins. Who are the twins? Bretton Woods twins are IMF and World Bank. So the New Development Bank president is an Indian, KV Kamath, who has in the past held important positions in Infosys, ICICI Bank, etc. And together they have signed a memorandum of understanding. So this is important because when the BRICS Bank was formed by the BRICS country, it was seen as a competitor to the World Bank, and maybe it is. But now there is a kind of a bonhomie. There is a kind of a synergy between World Bank and New Development Bank. They are signing MOUs together. So it is a good news that there is no bad blood between the two. And this is basically to address global infrastructure needs in Washington DC. Now the electricity generator, the power company, electricity company, Tata Power and ICICI Venture, they have together, they have come together to take over the stressed power assets in India, and Tata Power will hold only 26%, but 74% stake will be by the ICICI Venture. So they will together take over the stressed power assets in India. 26% will be Tata Power and 74% by ICICI Venture. And if they are able to create a turnaround, then they will be highly profitable. Bombay Stock Exchange, you know that Bombay Stock Exchange, it is India's oldest, not India's oldest, it is Asia's oldest stock exchange. And it wants to have a IPO now. It wants to have a IPO. By the way, it has become only the second stock exchange in India to have an IPO, which was the first. Multi-Commodities Exchange, MCX was the first. And let me tell you, India's largest stock exchange is not Bombay Stock Exchange, it is the National Stock Exchange. And National Stock Exchange, so far, it has not launched its IPO. But there is a news that it is soon planning to launch an IPO to raise money. But BSE has already done that now, and it has become India's second stock exchange to launch IPO, which was the first multi-commodities exchange which launched an IPO in the year 2012. Free Charge company, I'm sure you have used it. Free Charge, I have used it multiple times. It is a online charge company, Free Charge, it has partnered with Axis Bank to launch Unified Payment Interface. So Unified Payment Interface has made it ridiculously easy, to make payments. And it is, all the banks are waking up to UPI now. If you want me to make a video on UPI, I will make it. Write in comments if you want. So basically UPI will allow very fast transactions from a smartphone using something which is known as virtual payment address. You don't need to enter your key details, okay, like you do in your PayPal and these things. You don't need. In PayPal you need an email account, that's it. That was secure, but this is just next level. So because it is a virtual payment address. So this is a unified payment interface. Read in detail about UPI and why all the banks are following UPI now. E-Nivaran. Nivaran in English means resolution. That is your grievances redressal is called Nivaran. Electronic Nivaran. Electronic resolution. It is started by CBDT, which is Central Board of Direct Taxes. So here you can just, if you have any complaint, any grievance, then you can file it here online. This is the website, income tax filing, indiaefiling.gov.in. You can just file your complaint and you will receive a special PIN number on your registered mobile number as well as your email number. And you can track it also, that what is the status for your complaint, whether just like you track any courier. What is the status of your complaint, all these things you can track. So that is called E-Nivaran. In the exam, they will ask you like that, what has been launched by CBDT? Or they can invert the question 180 degree and they can ask, E-Nivaran has been launched by which government organization? The answer is Central Board of Direct Taxes. India is among the 10 richest countries in the world. You won't believe, but it is true. And why you don't believe is that because in India, the poverty alleviation rate is very less. Yes, our GDP is growing at 7%. It grew by 7.1% in the first quarter of this fiscal. But the rich is getting richer and the poor is getting poorer. Still, the GDP is increasing because GDP does not take into account all these factors like Human Development Index and all these factors. So, India is among the 10 richest countries in the world. And what is the total individual wealth in India? It is 5,600 billion US dollar. So, India is ranked number 7. Top 3 countries are number 1 is USA, number 2 is China, number 3 is Japan. Just remember the name and also remember that this index, this listing was done by New World Wealth, NWW, New World Wealth. Number 1 is America, it has the highest individual wealth. Number 2 is China, number 3 is Japan, India is number 7. Now, Axis Bank, it has partnered with Banaras Hindu University. Banaras Hindu University, and you know that Banaras Hindu University was founded by Madan Mohan Malviya, who got the Bharat Ratna also, along with Atal Bihari Vajpayee 3 years back. So, Axis Bank, it has tied up with Banaras Hindu University, and it will offer specialized banking course. Now, Tata General Insurance Company, Tata AIG General Insurance Company, it has joined hands with mobile payment company Paytm. They will also ask you in exam that Paytm founder is who? Paytm's founder is Vijay Shekhar Sharma, VSS, who has recently won the Businessman of the Year award at the GQ Awards. So, together this Tata company and Paytm, they will come together to provide health insurance to cab and auto drivers. And this health insurance coverage will be up to rupees 50,000. Federal Bank is a bank which is located in Kerala, in Kochi. The headquarters is in Kochi. So it has started its skill development, that is called Federal Skill Academy at Coimbatore. Its first skill academy was opened in Ernakulam, second recently opened in Coimbatore. So this is basically to train people who are jobless, people in 18 to 25 years of age, who have passed +2 or Industrial Training Institute, ITI or Polytechnic. They will get training by the Federal Bank, and the families, their income should not exceed rupees 2 lakh. Those youth. Bombay Stock Exchange Sensex, which is opening its IPO now. It is only the second stock exchange to do so. It has partnered with Twitter, so you can get all the updates of the companies that are listed here, and also the what is the latest climb or fall in the index on Twitter. Moody's ratings. So Moody's ratings are very, very important. They are a credit rating agency, Moody. Okay, Moody's. What is India Moody's rating? It is Baa3 with a positive outlook. But Moody's ratings, Moody's have not increased their ratings. It is still Baa3 because Moody's is saying that the non-performing assets which are there in the private sector banks, that our private sector banks, they are in a complete disarray. So Moody's is saying that until and unless you improve your non-performing assets in the banks, we will not improve your rating. So they have maintained this rating for the past 3 years, which is Baa3 rating with a positive outlook. That is done by Moody's. Now you know that ICICI Prudential is the largest insurance company in India. Okay, it is the largest life insurance company in India, but ICICI Prudential is not a single entity. It is a merger between the two big companies. ICICI Bank, which is the largest private sector bank in India, and Prudential Company, which is a Britain-based company. So together, that is called ICICI Prudential, which is the largest private sector life insurance company in India. Now what it is doing is that Prudential is saying we will not sell our stake. Okay, we will not. In ICICI Prudential, ICICI has 68% and 26% is Prudential. But Prudential is not willing to sell its stake. So ICICI Bank is saying, I will launch a IPO. I will launch a IPO because ICICI Bank wants to raise 6,000 crore rupees. But for that, it has to sell its 12.65% stake through the IPO. So this you should remember that ICICI Prudential, it sold its 12.65% stake through this IPO and it will raise 6,000 crore rupees. Asian Development Bank. Now, Asian Development Bank, it is headquartered in Manila, in the Philippines, and basically Asian Development Bank is a Japan-dominated bank. Whatever Japan says, that happens because Japan has the largest stake in this bank. Similarly, you have AIIB. It is a China-dominated bank. And why China started AIIB last year? Because it started AIIB last year only. In fact, this year we had the first meeting of the AIIB, and China did this because all the banks, either they are dominated by America or by Japan. That is, to counter ADB, China started AIIB because in AIIB it is a Chinese-dominated bank. Its president is also Chinese, Jin Liken, who was the former finance minister of China. Asian Development Bank has approved a loan of $631 million, which is basically to build India's first coastal industrial corridor. This is extremely important. This is peninsular India. Here you have Andhra Pradesh. This is Andhra Pradesh, just above Tamil Nadu. Okay, this is Kerala. This is Tamil Nadu. This is Andhra Pradesh. Tamil Nadu is much bigger, of course, and then Kerala. And then this is Andhra. This is a coastal town in Andhra called Visakhapatnam. So from Visakhapatnam to Chennai, you will have an industrial corridor, which is a coastal industrial corridor. This is Bay of Bengal. So this is for making this $631 million will be approved, has been approved by the Asian Development Bank. And you will notice that most of the loans we are taking, either it is from World Bank. World Bank is dominated by America, and we have, our relations with America have greatly improved in the last 5 years. In fact, never before in the history our relations with America were this good. So as a result, World Bank is, one after the other, it is giving us loans. And Asian Development Bank is dominated by our all-weather friend Japan, so we get easy loans. AIIB is also giving us loans, but not to the degree as ADB and World Bank. Vijaya Bank, the Karnataka Bank, Vijaya Bank. Karnataka has a lot of banks. In fact, at one point of time, it was known as the cradle of banking. This Mangalore, Udupi area, it was known as the cradle of Indian banking. So Vijaya Bank, Bank of Karnataka, Syndicate Bank, all these banks, Canara Bank, they are all based out of Karnataka. So Vijaya Bank, it has launched e-deposit facility to facilitate the term deposits by its customers. And it has also launched 3 IT-based products. One is VPay Quick, second is Vijaya Star 99 Hash, and third is Vijaya Electronic Connect Plus. These are the 3 products which are launched by the Vijaya Bank. Kotak Mahindra Bank, it is the first bank which has said that you can open your accounts through your mobile phone. And you can open a new bank account in Kotak Mahindra now in just 10 minutes. How? Using this app which is called Kotak Now. Kotak Now. Very simple. It will give you you just need your mobile phone. That's it. You download this app. You enter your mobile phone number. They will give you a one-time password, and that's it. Your bank will be opened within 10 minutes. Of course, later on you will need to follow all the KYC norms and all, but this is the first bank which has allowed you to open the bank account using mobile app. Andhra Bank, which is a public sector bank, it has announced that it has entered into partnership with 2 countries. One is a private company, both are private company, insurance company. One is called Cigna TTK, and the second is Reliance General Insurance. This is basically to have bunk assurance. So bunk assurance. What is bunk assurance? See, bunk assurance is that the banks, they sell the product of the insurance companies, because insurance companies, they don't have a very good customer base, whereas a bank has a large customer base. So insurance companies tell the bank that, you sell our products and in return we will give you a certain commission. That is called bunk assurance. And that is why you see that the people who are working as probationary officer in State Bank of India and these private sector bank, they are working like crazy, whereas the people who are working in UIIC or general insurance company, they sit idle for most of the time. Why? Because the banks are taking care of their business, because they are giving them the commission on every sale. So that is why you will see that the working conditions in a bank are always very, very rigorous. Now, mobile payments and loans startup, which is FT Cash. Okay, FT Cash has partnered with ICICI to launch UPI, Unified Payment Interface. Just remember the name. ICICI Bank has partnered with FT Cash for UPI. Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, okay, which is IRDAI, it has posed a loan of, not loan, it's a penalty, it's a fine of 10 lakh rupees on SBI Life Insurance. Total penalty is actually 15 lakh. So they have put it on SBI Life Insurance because SBI Life Insurance was using expired policies for current customer base. So they were not following the norms. Now ICICI Prudential Mutual Fund, you know that ICICI Prudential, I told you ICICI is a holds the maximum stake in this, and Prudential is a Britain-based company. Together it is called ICICI Prudential. Their mutual fund and ICICI Prudential Mutual Fund has been appointed by the government to manage the CPSE exchange traded funds. The second CPSE exchange traded funds, which has a corpus of 6,000 crores. Now the RBI has decided to give Punjab can buy I think 140 million tons of rice with this money. So it is 26,000 crore credit line has been given to Punjab, and Punjab is poll bound. Punjab will have very soon polls. So Reserve Bank of India has given 26,000 crore rupees in cash credit limit for purchasing paddy. Paddy means rice to Punjab. World Trade Organization, it has lowered its forecast for global growth. You know why? Because World Trade Organization is saying because of Brexit, the world will suffer. Because of Brexit, the world will suffer, and as a result, the global trade forecast has been decreased. In fact, let me tell you, their previous projection was 2.8%, and now they have decreased it to only 1.7%. That is the latest global trade forecast by World Trade Organization, headquartered at Geneva. So, a good news for India that our government company, PSU, one of the biggest PSUs in India, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, HAL, it has been granted membership of Asia Pacific Aerospace Quality Group, which is called APAQG. And with this, India has become 7th nation to join APAQG. So other members are also there like Japan, etc. So basically, India will have a lot of say in the formulation of policies now. And there is a World Economic Freedom Index. We are 112th out of 159 countries. So again, very, very terrible for us. We are 112 in economic freedom. This index, number 1 is Hong Kong, number 2 is Singapore, number 3 is New Zealand. So we are 112 out of 159 countries in World Economic Freedom Index, and we are 143 in Sustainable Index in health. So again, in health, we have to improve a lot. In Human Development Index parameters, we have to improve a lot. Quality of life, happiness index, all these indexes we have to improve a lot. And India has improved significantly in the World Bank's Logistics Performance Index. In fact, India was 54. We have improved 19 places in just 1 year. So the government has done significant improvement. Let me tell you something which might not be true. It is just my personal opinion. You know that we have signed LEMOA, Logistics Exchange, this act with America. And World Bank is USA dominated. So, well, who knows, that is one of the reasons for our sudden jump by 19 places in 1 year, because World Bank is after all America dominated. So this is just thinking out of the box. I'm not saying this is the reason, but this might be the reason. Anyways, we are 35 for your exam. Just remember, we are 35 now. So these were the best banking and financial awareness news. Not much to be honest this month, but I'm looking forward to the monetary policy review tomorrow, and in the October month I will cover that. So I hope you have a good time, and you can follow me on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Gaurav Garg Education. This video, as I said, will be only in English. Please share it as much as you can. Thank you.